We will now open up the meeting for Thursday, May 18th, 2017.
Gary Bowden.
Here.
Robert Kaplan.
Here.
Ryan Kennedy.
Here.
Sam Lopez.
Here.
Chad Sigmund.
Here.
Vice Mayor Malfajo.
Here.
Mayor Goins.
Here.
This evening we have our prayer and pledge by Councilmember Bowden.
Please bow your heads. Help us, Lord, to live wisely and justly in the season of spring. Guide us as we bury seeds, pull weeds, wield the sword to the blight in our community, and tend the physical and spiritual growth in our lives, so that all that is left is what you have planted. Guide us into your will as we follow your path, and we make our first steps each day toward service to our city and the full life you promise. Amen. Amen. Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a few special presentations this evening. Our mayor has a proclamation to present to Mr. and Mrs. Menard.
How are you this evening? Just fine, thank you. Come up here and I'll give you a little presentation. All right, thank you.
Whereas in 1937, Michael and Rose Menard established Menard Spaghetti Inn. And whereas in 1938, Samuel and his wife Agnes joined his brother in business, thus creating the family business. And whereas although the original idea of starting a restaurant began with the Menards brothers, Rose and Agnes, who were sisters, worked diligently with their husbands to ensure success of the family business. And whereas the family tradition continued under the second generation by Joe Menard, son of Michael and Rose, Tressa Wolf, daughter of Samuel and Agnes, along with Tressa's husband Stanley. And whereas the family business, now in the third generation, being led by Michael Menard and Marissa Menard Rios, proudly upholds the family traditions. And whereas the Menard family takes pride in using only the freshest ingredients, as noted throughout all Menard family recipes. And whereas, just as the generations before them, the Menard family continues to serve up tasty dishes in a warm and friendly atmosphere where all are satisfied and everyone is treated like family. And whereas over the past 80 years, Menard Spaghetti Inn has become a well-known landmark of fine family Italian cuisine throughout the entire state of West Virginia. Now, therefore, I, Catherine A. Goings, Mayor of the City of Clarksburg, do recognize and congratulate Menard Spaghetti Inn for 80 years of fine dining. Thank you. Tell Joe we said congratulations.
Okay, our Vice Mayor and Councilmember Kaplan have a special presentation.
Before we pass out these certificates of appreciation, we want to recognize the future farmers of America. They're students from Liberty and RCB. They're responsible for the beautiful plantings that you see in our planters on our city streets. And tonight we have the agricultural education teacher and also the future farmer of America advisor from both RCB and Liberty. And so if Brianna McCauley from Liberty and also Robert Herod from RCB, if you would come to the front while we present these awards to your students. Let's give them a round of applause. And so we'd like to recognize those students that are here with us this evening.
City of Clarksburg Certificate of Recognition. The certificate is presented to Zachary Coe, duly awarded in recognition and sincere appreciation of your contribution to the beautification of the city of Clarksburg with the preparation and planning of the hanging baskets proudly displayed through the city's business district. Congratulations. And Cassandra Satterfield.
All right, now is Liberty's turn. And the certificates I'm going to read, all these young folks are from Liberty High School. I'm talking. Just kidding.
I'm getting my ducks in.
Logan Hassenflug. No in there. Logan, good job, buddy. Here you are. Seth Plogger. Congratulations, Seth.
Thank you, sir.
Connor Wickland. Congratulations, Connor. Looking good, buddy. Andrew Van Norman.
Thank you very much.
Jacob Southern. Future farmer. Way to go, Jacob. Dawson Murphy.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dawson. You need summer attire. Donovan Hickman. Congratulations, Donovan.
Congratulations.
Thomas Fluharty. Congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations.
Few words? maybe?
Yes, and also I know some of your students couldn't make it, so I already have their in the packet, and you'll take the appropriate ones.
It's kind of color coordinated a little bit. not-
Thank you.
We did that so we wouldn't
That was
get messed
really
up.
good of you.
But go ahead if you'd
Yeah,
like
they're
to
gonna say a few
yeah.
words.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a wonderful thing for our students to be able to help the city that they live in. They can drive up and down the streets with their parents and show them a little bit of what they do in day-to-day in class. So we appreciate the city allowing us to do this, and the kids are excited. This is our second year doing it. They really look forward to doing this activity. I think we have 23 kids in the class, and they all pitch in to help out and put a good project together, a good product outside together. So, and the community supports us by buying stuff from our greenhouses and things of that nature as well. So we love to give back as much as we can. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This project is a great opportunity for the students. They get to see the plants grow from a little tiny plant. They put it in the planters and they get to nurture that and see it grow. And then they get to finally see their product out on the light poles. So like he said, every time that they drive down through the city of Clarksburg, they can see something that they have worked really hard at. I think that it's great for the students. They learn about the different plants. They learn about how they grow and how to maintain and care for those to make them something that will really beautify the community.
Thank you.
I have the packet together.
This,
So I have the packet tight, guys. Maybe some.
yeah. Got a wide angle?
Yeah. Hit her wrong, huh? Great.
Thank you, guys. So you have to do
Okay, I want a certificate picture for you guys.
Okay. We got some more. Thank you.
Approval of the minutes of the conference work session of April 26, 2017.
So moved. Second.
If there are no objections, the motion carries.
Approval of the minutes of the regular session of May
So
4th.
move.
If there are no objections, the motion carries.
Petitions, communications and public hearings, if you could please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Martin Schaefer, 211 North 6th Street, wishes to address the council concerning 141 East Main and 624 Armory Road.
Good evening, council members. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. In case you don't know the status on 141 East Main Street, we recently presented a financing plan to this city for $300,000 and for a contractor to finish the house, and we're waiting for approval of that. And we would like to see that property be taken off of the slum and blight list. And since you're voting on it tonight, it'd be a good time to take it off. 2 reasons. One, it doesn't qualify as slum and blight under the definition of that. And second of all, we are working to get that finished, and it will be long overdue. The other thing I wanted to mention to you, many months ago, I brought to your attention that we had a property we put in the city 28 years ago, and they're still waiting on sewage from the city. And during that time, it's cost us about $1.3 million. The city's gotten taxes and fees off of us, and we haven't got it, and we requested that you allow us to pull that piece of property outside the city if we're not going to be able to have sewage. We'd rather not pay the $10,000 a year we're paying to the city for having it in the city. So those are the 2 things I'd like to ask from you tonight, and I appreciate it, and have a good evening.
City manager's report and update.
So the general updates for demolition. The slum and blight list is on council's agenda for approval. I do recommend council approve it as presented. This will allow for the URA to raise those structures as they go through their process for the demolition. The URA has also approved a non-binding term sheet with MVP Bank, and once the loan documents are received and reviewed, the URA will then have a meeting to approve those loan documents as well, and the city will be the guarantor on that loan, and then an ordinance or resolution be brought back to council to also authorize that as well. The LCAP program, the Landfill Closure Assistance Program, there will be a mandatory pre-bid meeting Wednesday, May 24th at 11 a.m. on site of the landfill. The bid opening as of right now will be held on Wednesday, June 21st at 10:30 a.m. And again, this is something that we've been working for quite some time for the DEP to close out the landfill that we had closed many years ago. So this is hopefully moving in the right direction at this point in time. A couple of ordinances that we like to propose. The administration is currently working with the city attorney and drafting the proposed ordinance to assist in addressing some nuisance properties and illegal activities. So those will be coming forth in an upcoming work session, probably in late June, sometime in July. But one of those is one that we spoke about before, is the drug house and disorderly house ordinance. I've had an opportunity to, again, the city of Martinsburg passed that. It's been about a year now. Had an opportunity to follow back up with them to figure out how they've implemented that and how it's been received in the communities, as well as how they're enforcing it. So I think we've learned some beneficial things from them by trial and error of them with that in place now for about a year. And then the other one is the rental property registration inspection ordinance that we're proposing to also bring back, just because all these things are cumulative within the community that I think are impacting us in a negative way, that these potentially could be some tools that help assist in some enforcement activities. But we'll bring those forth at a later date to discuss. The 2nd Street Island and Beautification Project. The project does include new plants and trees, as well as a new welcome sign on the 2nd Street Island as you're coming into the Central Business District from Route 50. And ecology, landscaping and reclamation is the landscaper. And Clarksburg Uptown has partnered with the city on this financially to put this project together. So this will be completed within the next probably week and a half. The YMCA, the HVAC project is completed. We will be working with them to schedule an open house, open to community come to see the new HVAC and experience the new humidity within the aquatic center itself. And then the sidewalk improvement program, the city is still accepting the applications for the 2017 program. And then to date, 30 applications have been taken out of the office and 11 returned. So there is some room for a little bit more to be approved. Economic development, the Robinson Grant Performing Arts Center, the New Market tax credits, as well as the state and historical tax credits. We are continuing to work with the various community development entities from out of state that is providing the equity into the project. We're looking to do a closing, hopefully on that by late June, which will move that project substantially forward from a financial standpoint. Under construction, the East Addition, the 2 caissons were installed earlier this week. There are a total of 12 caissons to be installed, and we do anticipate that to be completed by early next week. The West Addition, the excavation has been completed, and the first concrete pour for the west elevator pit was completed as of yesterday, May 17th. And then the front interior lobby, the excavation is approximately about 95% completed, so the project's moving along very well, and the contractor's doing a great job on that project. Sanitary Board, the Dale Avenue Sanitary System Improvement Project, we moved back the bid opening date to Thursday, June 1st at 10 a.m. And now the Sanitary Board will meet to consider awarding this bid Tuesday, June 13th. And that completes the mayor's report.
Thank you.
No unfinished business. New business, consideration of first reading of an ordinance establishing salaries or compensation for municipal officers and employees for fiscal year 2017-18 and repealing all inconsistent ordinances.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of first reading of an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Clarksburg creating Article 916.05 of Chapter 1, Part 9 of the Codified Ordinances of Clarksburg, renaming a street located in the corporate boundaries of the city from Radford Street to Bad Lizard Boulevard.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. I would like to make a comment. Unlike item C, which is coming up regarding blight and slum properties, we have a private individual that bought property, invested into the community, cleaned up the neighborhood, and I would hope that we could get unanimous approval when we get an individual who's willing to invest their time and money into our community. So with that being said, are there any other comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of a resolution declaring certain areas of the City of Clarksburg to be slumber blighted areas.
Madam Mayor, I hereby recuse myself from this vote because I have some clients involved in some of these properties.
So moved. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of petition filed by Deborah Hardy requesting the abandonment of an unopened, unimproved alley located on or near South Alexander Avenue.
Madam Mayor, move that we refer this to planning and zoning.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Council comments?
Real quick, I'd like to thank the police and fire department for their escorts in our first in-sync drug walk last Monday. So we appreciate all the officers' time and energy, and we had a nice turnout. So, but we appreciate your assistance. Yes.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, I do want to say something. You can go ahead around there.
Go ahead. You're on. You're live now. So continue.
Well, there's a couple of things. The one is Robinson Grant. I don't know what we need to do for the public, Martin, but a lot of people have the misconception that the taxpayers of Clarksburg are paying the amount that was bought for that we approved. Well, you know, we got the tax credits, we got private investors, the whole community is being involved in it, and I just do not think that we need the media and the newspaper to put out and let the citizens realize that Clarksburg's probably going to wind up paying $6 or $7 million, our taxpayers. Other money's coming from private investors and from tax credits. I mean, I think we need to let the public know more about this. I mean, you know, I supported 150% and always will, and I will defend my vote. But I just think that we need somehow, that the news and the media need to put it out there, that Clarksburg's not flipping the whole bill. You've done a good job by getting private investors and tax credit. We need to let the citizens know this. I mean, if we're letting it slide by, and I don't know why. The news needs to get it, the media needs to get involved with it. I mean, because some citizens have a misconception of what our taxpayers in Clarksburg are actually paying for. I mean, we're not flipping the whole bill, and people need to know that. So I hope the news media hears me loud and clear in the newspaper that Clarksburg citizens ain't paying $15 or $13 million for a project that will make Clarksburg a better place to live. People need to know that. And it's frustrating that they're not doing more about it, in my opinion. Number two, the slum and blight. Thank God we won every battle there. Okay, for 3 years we had to fight the state of West Virginia to clean up our neighborhoods. So I hope the council members that are there in the future, that they will continue to clean the neighborhoods up and mean it. But the state of West Virginia backed us up. Okay, and they were wrong. And they admitted finally after 3 years. So now we've got 85 to 100 houses, which we could have been tearing down all along and cleaning up our neighborhoods. And people, I mean, the media needs to start talking out for stuff like this. But this council tried to do stuff, but the state tied our hands. And we had council members that were defending the state. That's wrong. You make Clarksburg a better place to live in, well then, trust what you got. You know, I've always said, Martin, 4 votes tells it all. Mayor, 4 votes tells it all. If you don't like somebody, get rid of them. Don't talk behind people's back. Thank you, Martin, and your administration for getting the demolition program back on the road. Okay? And thank you for the Robinson grant. Another thing, this will probably be my last vote on the employee pay raises, and I want to thank all our employees because they appreciate it. They appreciate what we do for them. They're good workers. Police, fire, public works, administration, thank you for all you've done while I've been on council. And I just think there needs to be more done on the other end. But I appreciate everything everybody's done. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'd just like to make a couple comments about the Second Street Island beautification. It's really impressive. But what's more impressive is the old Stonewall Jackson parking garage. If you haven't driven up Second Street to make the right on to Washington, they've done an exemplary job on that parking lot. That's all I have.
I just want to say that I'm glad that we're moving forward with the demolition. There's 85 to 100 homes on this list, but I hope there's many more. When I'm driving through, I'm tired of seeing these blighted areas. Instead of blighted, it's time to take a stand and make these brightened up areas. Mr. Schaefer's here. I listened to him about his home on Main Street, but it's been there like that current condition for 40 years. You know, he's talked to me and I've listened, but I just don't trust that what he says is going to get done. You know, if he had a plan a year ago, it'd be 8 months, I would listen to it and say, okay, it's done 8 months, show it, get it done. But it's not going to happen. It hasn't happened. So it's time to move forward and take Clarksburg back. So thank you for everyone who voted on that.
I'd simply like to bring up, as I do quite often, the drugs that are going on in our area and how the drug task force and possibly an interdiction team are fighting on one end, and the MORE project that I'm just such a believer in, a neighborhood revitalization program that can start the ball rolling in Clarksburg neighborhood by neighborhood, fighting at the other end. And to me, when they meet in the middle, we're going to be in good shape. So thank you.
Gary.
You already mentioned the group that walked on Monday night, and I was going to thank those that came out and you, Mayor, for being a part of that, and the folks within our city administration that have helped set that up or helped protect the walkers the night that it happened. But I also wanted to extend that and just thank again all the organizations in our community that are trying to resolve this problem. I mean, from our Family Resource Network to Celebrate Recovery to our law enforcement entities to All Saints Church in Bridgeport, to the folks in our neighborhoods or who are calling tip lines to report stuff going on that's suspicious. We just really need to stay after this. It's such a horrible problem, and I really pray for the day when we've got somebody that can come in and report to one of these meetings that, folks, you know, we finally grabbed this thing and we're making some headway. And unfortunately, I don't expect to hear it anytime soon, but we got to keep up the good fight. And I pat those on the back that are doing what they can to make our community safer and better, and also to help some of these people that are suffering from the disease of addiction.
First of all, when you go last, a lot of people often say stuff you intended to say, so I'll just really quickly hit that. I echo what the council said about a drug problem being the biggest problem we're facing right now. Love the War Project, been a big supporter of that, and being a part of the drug walk with my wife and children earlier this week was really great too. But I'll mention a few other things real quick. I had the honor today of reading some Head Start students during the last day of pre-K, and that was kind of special for me because even though it wasn't my daughter's class, my daughter Annabelle actually is going to kindergarten in the fall, just like those kids were. So that was kind of special for me to be able to come and read stories to them today. And also, it was great to be able to partner with Mountain Food Bank today did the first what's going to be a monthly distribution of food to a needy senior citizens at the senior center. And hopefully by the next meeting, I'll have the date for when they're doing it for June. So if you know anybody that is a senior citizen that is of low income that could use some extra food every month, boxes of food will be coming into the senior center every month for the foreseeable future now from Mountain Food Bank. So I'd like to thank them for that. And the last thing I'd just like to say is I encourage everybody, regardless of who you're voting for, to please come out and vote. Early voting starts May 24th. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, pursuant to Chapter 6, Article 9A, Section 4 of the West Virginia Code, I move the council adjourn into executive session to discuss matters involving the purchase, sale, or lease of property, advanced construction planning, the investment of public funds, or other matters involving competition which, if made public, might adversely affect the financial or other interest of the city, and that the following persons be present: Mayor and members of City Council, the City Manager, the Assistant City Manager, the Financial Director, and the City Attorney.
We're going to executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.